So I don't get a huge amount of time to myself, let alone any time to do any self-care these days since being a new mum and also working part-time. And you may recall in the video that I did where my followers and a dreidel decided what I did for a day. One of the options was to have a self-care day. However, the dreidel was like, no, not today. And so missed that opportunity there. But my followers had voted for me having a self-care day and really wanted me to have a self-care day, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I need it. I feel like what self-care is changes completely depending on the context and like where you are in your life right now. Like for me now, a self-care day would be just a complete lazy day. What even is lazy? We need to reclaim the word lazy. There's a lot of judgment around the word lazy. And also you may recall that I did like a self-care vlog when I was pregnant and talked about about this comic called The Unspoken Complexity of Self-Care. And so how there's lots of different things at play. So you've got like self-soothing, I can never say this, self-soothing activities, and then self-care activities that are things that kind of like make you feel grounded and bring meaning to your life, whereas self-soothing are just things that like make you feel good in that moment. And there's obviously a lot of crossover. And then beyond the self-care, you have things like community care and structural care. Unfortunately, what happens is that when structural care is failing us, we have to rely more heavily on things like community and self-care. And so as a part-time working mum, where the childcare situation in this country is horrendous, I need some self-care. And also there isn't a huge amount of community care because of the way that our society is structured in like nuclear family units rather than like a big community, like helping to raise the community's children. But this video is not going to be a political rant about parenting. It is going to be me talking about how I actually look after myself as a new mum, how I don't let my own needs just fall to the wayside, and then also dreaming up what I would do on my perfect, dreamy, lazy day. When will I get to do this lazy day? Who knows? But we're gonna like movie magic, like fake part of this lazy day for you. And I am very, very, very excited to say that this video is sponsored by Lush and Lazy Oaf, two iconic brands that I love very, very much. They have teamed up and have collaborated on a whole collection, which you will see being featured throughout this video. A little bit of product placement here, a little bit of product placement here. We love to see it. Obviously fully disclosed, #ad, #spawn. This collection is all about how there is no shame in being lazy, and laziness is just another form of self-care in the form of rest. Rest is so important. And you can do yourself and those around you a huge service by looking after yourself. So thank you so much to Lush and Lazy Oaf for sponsoring this video. It has inspired me to embrace my laziness because oh boy, have I missed being lazy in the last several months. So how do I actually look after myself as a new mum, as a new parent, and as someone who is working part-time and looking after this baby full-time? How does she do it? For me, self-care is just doing little things here and there around the baby, also taking advantage of those like stolen moments when, say, Dan is looking after him, or if he's asleep on me, or by some miracle is having a nap in the bed, and so I'm free to do whatever I want for half an hour because that boy only sleeps for half an hour. But one of the things that I make sure that I do every day is take a shower. We have gone through a few different docking stations for the baby so that I can have a shower that he has outgrown. Currently, this is what we are working with. This is where Rowan sits, just hangs out here playing. That was where he used to be until he outgrew that bouncer that is now underneath the cot. But this thing, he is now able to pull this off, and then he also pulls the tray off as well. So I'm trying to have like a self-care moment, you know, like in the shower and just like having some time to myself, and then I'm constantly just like, what's the baby doing? What's the baby doing? As you can see, I have my Lush Lazy Oaf towel, and we've got some flannels as well. They also have some bath bombs in the collection. However, blasphemy, I know, I'm not a bath person, but I know a lot of you are, so there are bath bombs as well. Of course, of course. But there is also some shower. Now this is a product from the Lush archives. They brought it back for this collection. We have the Intergalactic scent and the Sleepy scent. I definitely need the Intergalactic one because that's like the wake up. I am a morning shower person. Is anyone, I do not understand evening shower people, but I guess the Sleepy scent would be for you people. I don't understand you. Evening showers? What is that? These are inspired by laundry powder, and you can add them to your bath water, or you can also use it as like a very light exfoliating scrub in the shower. And they obviously just smell incredible. One of the other main ways that I work in self-care around having a baby is going out for walks, and I really do see this as like my time, even though it's like me taking Rowan somewhere or like going out for a walk so Rowan can go down for a nap. Like I've like been able to think about it in a different way that it does also feel like me time. So one of the main ways that is that I have been really getting into audiobooks. I was already like really into them, but like now I am diving headfirst into some like 40-50 hour long fantasy books. I am currently listening to Words of Radiance, which is the second book in the Stormlight archive. And how far through am I? I've got 9.5 hours left, and it is like a 55-hour long book or something. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it, and I genuinely like really look forward to our walks or like just getting outside with Rowan, and we go out in all weathers. Like I have been absolutely drenched going out with Rowan, but I still enjoy it. I still just like, it feels like a bit of me time, even though there's a baby there as well. So let's go outside. So those are just some of the things that I manage to do for self-care whilst looking after my baby. But if I had the whole day to myself and could have a full-on lazy day, I think this might be what it looks like. So on my dream lazy day, I would, of course, first off, have a lie-in. But here's the thing, I'm a morning person and I generally like naturally wake up quite early, but I feel like because I haven't let my body like have the sleep that it needs for so long, that maybe if I like went to bed knowing, hey, you don't have to get up in the morning, like my body would like instinctively know and like hopefully sleep into like maybe 9 a.m. But even if my body doesn't sleep in, I would still lie in. Like I would still just like spend all of the time that I wanted just in bed, just acclimatizing to being awake, taking my time, maybe scrolling on my phone a bit, maybe reading a book, maybe just lying there with my eyes closed, you know, maybe drifting back off to sleep. Who knows? But yeah, I miss lions. That's a huge part of lazy days that I don't get anymore. Unless Rowan's being looked after. If Rowan is being looked after, then I do get a lie-in, but even on some of those days, my body is just like, well, I'm awake now anyway, can't get back to sleep. Why, body, why? I actually feel like I could drift off. Don't know if I've like got that across in this video yet, that I need rest. Is this video a cry for help? My hands still smell like the chowder. So nice. Of course, it wouldn't be a proper lazy day if I didn't spend the entire day in my pajamas. And as you can see, these are some Lush Lazy Oaf pajamas. They do have trousers as well, but I'm kind of vibing with the like, you know, pajama shirt and legs look. However, of course, we need some socks to go with it. Ta-da! Don't know, which one should I go for? We could go like full-on matching vibes, or I'm kind of thinking I like this orange to contrast with the look. Oh yes. Oh yes, this is the look. This is the lazy day look. It's got a face on it. Can you see? Excellent. Yep, this is a vibe. This is a vibe. So these pajamas are 100% organic cotton, and the buttons are made from a sustainable material called, now my pronunciation is probably going to be all over the place here, Corozo, which is derived from the tangua tree. Did I get it? But these feel amazing. At some point during my lazy day, I will have made my way to the sofa and I'll just spend hours upon hours watching TV, catching up on YouTube videos, or just like, you know, getting really immersed in a TV show or a film, or God forbid, a book. Just knowing that I've got nowhere to be, no one needs me, just me, and I can just like dive into a fictional world and just kind of like have that time to really get into it rather than watching things in like 10-minute chunks here and there. Yeah, that's what I would do. I've got 2 episodes left to watch of his Dark Materials, and whilst yes, I appreciate the like experience of watching each episode and then having to wait until I have some more time to watch another episode, I do miss binging things. That is an experience I've not had for a while. I just want to binge something and just like waste the day just like watching the entirety of a season of something. That would be glorious. Let's be real. It would not be a Hannah Witton lazy day, self-care day if I didn't make myself some delicious baked goods. Now you may be thinking, that's not lazy, you're like actively doing something. Well, it's still self-care for me, and I don't often have the time to like do some baking. Pre-baby, me and Dan used to joke that like he's the like main chef and cook in the house, and then I'm like the dessert pastry chef, and I used to try and like make all sorts of different things. Like pre-baby, I had like made my own custard from scratch. Like that was a thing that I learned to do. Can I remember how to do that now? No. But we are going to be sort of lazy with our baking because a friend of mine bought me this for Christmas, and so we've got all of the like measured out dry ingredients here already, and we just have to add the wet ones. This is going to be like the laziest version of making cookies ever. And then we're gonna have some really delicious things to snack on for the rest of the lazy day whilst I watch a film or something. Keep this cool, jar. These are too big or too small, but we have some mixture left, so we'll see how these go first. Yum, 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 yum. Were the balls supposed to flatten a bit more than this? Potentially, but hopefully they're cooked. Right, now we gotta let them cool. Okay, I think they're cooled enough. That was good. Excellent lazy day choice. Now we have so many snacks to accompany the rest of the lazy day. So after all that really, really hard work baking, if this were my dream lazy day, I would then of course have a nap because, as I mentioned, my body just likes to wake up early, so I will definitely need a nap at some point during this day. And I think that's now. So thank you so much for joining me on my dream lazy day. And thank you so much to Lush and Lazy Oaf for sponsoring. You can click the link in the description or scan my QR code. How fancy, to shop the collection. There is obviously everything that I featured in this video, as well as some other things like some hand soap, hand towel, a body spray. There's also a wash bag, and can confirm everything just feels and smells so good. And these taste real good. I would love to hear from you in the comments if you are a parent or a carer, what you do to look after yourself. And if you were given an entire free day to yourself to do with what you please, what would you do? Would you also have a lazy day? Or would you like go off and have an adventure or something? Thank you for watching. I'm going to enjoy these cookies and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.